Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Virtues of Ramadan. Hazrat Abu Huraira radiallahu anh relates that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "My ummah were given 5 things for Ramadan which were not given to anyone except them. For them, the smell from the mouth of a fasting person is more sweeter to Allah than the fragrant smell of musk. On their behalf, the fish in the sea seek forgiveness for the fasting person until they break the fast. Allah prepares and decorates a special garden in Jannat every day and says to it, 'The time is near when faithful servants shall cast aside the great trials of the world and come to you.' In this month, the evil-minded shaitan is chained so as not to reach onto those evils to which they normally reach during their months besides Ramadan. On the last night of Ramadan, they are forgiven." The Sahaba radiallahu an thereupon inquired, "O Messenger of Allah, is the last night Laylatul Qadr?" Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, "No, but it is only right that the servant should be given his reward on having completed his service." So mashallah, from this hadith we learn that how special this ummah is in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented this ummah with 5 gifts that no previous ummahs had. The first one is when a fasting person, when he fasts, the smell that comes from the mouth is more sweeter to Allah than the smell of musk. Subhanallah. You know, when a person is fasting, because his stomach is empty, sometimes a bad odor can come from the mouth. But that smell is more sweeter to Allah than musk. Look how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves his servant when he keeps a fast. Subhanallah. That's why in one hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "As-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bihi." Or in another narration, "wa ana ujza bihi." That fasting is for me and I will give the reward. Or fasting is for me and I will be the reward. Look at that. Fasting is such an action, it can't be done for anybody else, because only you and Allah know if you are fasting. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala personally rewards the fasting person. That's why we should keep the fast. The second specialty for this ummah is that the fish in the sea seek forgiveness for that person that's fasting. Subhanallah. Now, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really loves a person, he makes an announcement and he informs Jibreel alayhi salam that I love the person, so you should also love him. So then Jibreel alayhi salam, he announces in the heavens that Allah loves such a person, so you not love such a person. So all the dwellers of the heavens, they all love that person. Then that love comes into this world. Then the people around him love that person. And not only that, the animals and the creatures, they also love him. From the animals in the jungle to the fish in the sea. And they all pray for him. That's the deep relationship you have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the creatures and the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the animals and the people, they seek forgiveness for that person, even to the fish in the sea. And the third speciality of this ummah for that fasting person is that every single day Jannat is being decorated for him. So every time we do good actions, our Jannat is waiting for us and is being decorated with our good deeds. So we should continue doing good deeds. The fourth favor is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he chains up the rebellious shaitan so that they can't distract us from doing good actions. So the shaitan are locked up during the month of Ramadan, and this is our opportunity to do good actions. And the fifth specialty is on the last night that this ummah is granted forgiveness. The last night is called Laylatul Ja'iza, that when all month we fasted, during the night we stood up in Taraweeh and we spent our month staying away from sin. just like a person that goes to work and he works all his 12 hours and he works hard, and at the end of the month he gets a pay packet, a reward. That's on the last and final night of Ramadan. Then announcement is made, and that person is forgiven, and that all his sins are washed away. And that's the night of reward, because all the hard effort we've done during the month of Ramadan. That's why Ramadan is only less than a couple of weeks away now. So whilst we're going to be stuck at home in Ramadan, we should make the most of this opportunity. Otherwise, when we're usually even outside what happens in Ramadan, because we've got jobs to go to, we've got other things to do and other commitments. Sometime at Ramadan, we might get the odd or couple of namaz in the masjid. We might get some time to read the Quran. This Ramadan, nobody has an excuse. We all have the opportunity to seek from the treasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to seek His forgiveness, to seek His mercy. And this is a real opportunity for all of us to really turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and really beg from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should all try to make a commitment that at home we should form a jamaat, and what we should do in congregation, pray our 5 time namaz. Then we should at least do one khatam of the Quran in Ramadan. That means reading one spara a day. That's minimum. If we can, we should try to do 3 sparas a day. So during the 3 Ashura, the 10 days, so in the whole Ramadan, we can do 3 khatams of the Quran. And those people that can do more, they should do more. And like that, we should do our dhikr azkar, and we should send through upon Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we should really engage in tawbah, seeking Allah's forgiveness, pray plenty of nafil namaz, the hajj namaz, especially after Isha namaz. Stay awake all the way till Sehri time. So during those moments, beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is our opportunity. Remember, like a beggar, when he goes to the door and he's begging, he doesn't leave until he's got something. Even if it's 50 pence or a pound, he wants something. That's how we are. We are a beggar at Allah's door, and we need to ask for Allah's mercy, Allah's forgiveness. And during this month of Ramadan, we should ask for Jannat, and we should seek protection from the fire of Jahannam, and we should ask for Hidayat, that Allah that keeps us steadfast upon this Sirat al-Mustaqim. May Allah give all the tawfiq to do so.